My name is Riley, and we're going to talk about translation and online shopping today. This is pretty relevant in the digital world that we live in today, as companies are able to sell their products not only to their target language and their target country, but or their own country, that they can sell it to lots of different countries and lots of different languages, and people who live in their country but may speak a different language and things like that. However, as companies start to globalize, a lot of problems come up in the translation process. Some of those, the main issues that come up, first of all, is product localization, making sure that the products are appealing, like the product advertising and listing on the actual website is appealing to the target audience. And in there are different cultures. Some cultures expect there to be a longer, more flowery product listing and like description of the product, and some want it to be some target or some cultures it's more like small and straight to the point. Customer interaction is another huge thing, being able to, for customers to be able to find out how to return things, get help when their products aren't working, or frequently asked questions, and especially leaving customer reviews, and for the owner of the company to be able to understand those reviews and to be able to change their product accordingly. And then overall user friendliness of the page itself, and that everything that a customer can need is translated into their own language, that they don't hit a page at some point that is that isn't in their language. So to kind of dive into this, we'll go explore how you would shop at Walmart if you didn't speak English. So first of all, let's pretend that we are trying to shop at Walmart but live in Mexico. So they do have their localized pages, walmart.mx. And you can see as they go on to these localized pages that everything here is translated into Spanish. As you search things, everything comes up in Spanish, and the search suggestions are in Spanish. If you come over here to your account, you can get help and help pages in Spanish. You can look at your orders, get help, and things like tracking your order, canceling your order, returning your order, etc. However, this is very localized to Mexico, so you can only order things in Mexico. So let's say we'll go back to Google, and let's say that you are a US citizen, but you're more comfortable in Spanish. So you're trying to order something from Walmart in Spanish. So my computer's set to Spanish, so it's supposed to only show up results in Spanish. However, if you click on this first one that comes up, you'll notice that the whole page is actually in English. All of the help options are only in English. Buying and money transaction is in English. If you do type a Spanish word, they do use machine translation to translate that into Spanish. You can see that the search suggestions come up in Spanish. If I go ahead and search for milk, it'll bring up milk, the results for milk. However, as you go, so you can find the products you need in your language. However, as you go to buy things, and maybe you need to return something, maybe you have a question, those are all in English. So that's some problems that Walmart has. Amazon, however, has done a very good job of being able to solve these problems. So let's go over to just the normal Amazon page. They as well have their website localized. So this one you can see is in the US, but if you type in amazon.mx, it'll come up as Amazon in Mexico. Amazon.yes will come up for Spain, and so on and so forth. However, you can see that this one does offer a fully Spanish page, despite what country you live in. That means that as you search for things, things still do come up in English, but they also come up in Spanish. And as you go to buy something, everything is, the product description is written in Spanish, and the ordering and actual money translation is translated into Spanish. So let's talk about how Amazon has been able to solve this problem that maybe Walmart hasn't been able to. So the first thing that Amazon does is their go-to is a machine translation post-edit model. They have their own translation software called Amazon Translate. You can actually buy it for your own company, but so they use their own. And then they have hired professional translators that come in and they translate the pages, the help pages, the frequently asked questions pages. The only thing that doesn't include is the actual customer reviews. Gango, however, is a translation website that offers translation specifically for customer reviews and other business aspects. So if you are a business that is trying to sell through Amazon, you can use the Amazon Translate, or you have the option to bring in your own translator and use something like Gango, which also does a machine translation post-edit with professional translators. However, they do translate the customer reviews. What Amazon also does is their localization. They have companies such as Thrasio, Perch, and Morningside are just examples of companies that will go in and localize for you. And so they will make sure that the products are, everything that we talked about at the beginning, that the products are good for that specific culture. And the third thing that is offered with Amazon is something called Amazon aggregators. These are companies that specifically will buy, they won't buy, they'll invest in smaller companies that are trying to sell through Amazon, and they'll kind of evaluate those companies to see how well they would do in as a globalized setting, and they will buy out, or they will invest time and money and resources into that company to localize it, to translate it, and their purpose is to make it a user-friendly, globalized company and for your products. So just a few questions for you guys. First of all, what surprised you about the shopping experience as a non-English speaker? And two, how do you think a business, either small, like just a company trying to sell through Amazon, or a large company like maybe Walmart, could benefit from having a user-friendly experience in their own, in the shopper's own language? Does that matter? Is a good product good enough, or does it need to be translated well? And then here are the 20 terms.